broadcast, I was experiencing some technical problem. I hope with this new, uh, not just new, newly reorganized live streaming system is all right. So I'm looking at it from my Facebook page right now. It doesn't sound clear as I can see, but from my own screen, it's very, very clear and I can see everything as it is. Yeah, let me start. Um, Let me see some medias here, overlays and others. Yeah, it look sound very good and well equipped now, better as before. I can as well invite guests, just send them a code. You can join me on the. Let's see how we are going to be moving forward with this new reorganized system. Yeah, the Wuhan Eco Festival is over, and it was a very, very peaceful one, and we love it as it was organized. Once again, my great thanks to the organizers. One Mr. Mode Idele, Okesoba, Ebegbe, um, one Mr. Frank Amorodian, based in UK. Uh, Many other people I cannot mention. One Napoleon Best, Ivecomi, who also played a very important role, and some of our brothers in Italy and elsewhere who played also a very important role. And this was a very, very uh, great one, to say the fact. It was a great one. It's almost 6 or 7 years we experienced such Eco Festival, and it was very great. It was very, very great, and we appreciate the way everything moved on, and we are very happy. So yes, and in my live broadcast, I made mention of Ugoton, and Ugoton uh, is very, very important to the Beninese, to the Edo people. Ugoton in Milayowa, that's where our dead, not dead, that's where the spirit, when we leave this earth, where our spirit uh, leave to the ocean or to the sea, to see, to go to the other side of the world, to join the ancestors and all that. Because with the Benin, we believe we doesn't die. We only transit. We transit to the other world that is also made for us. People will not understand that. Uh, the way we do our burial ceremony, why we do it the way we are doing it, and that is also very, very important, key to the Benin. And sometimes it always also depends on the family how to perform the burial rites of their loved ones who just departed this earth to join our ancestors. Yeah, Ugoton is a strategic area to Benin, and it's also key to the development of those of our region, not just the Edo State. I believe also to Delta State, Ondo State, and to Anambra and others. It's a key, and we need to utilize this key to open the door for the progress, because it's not only Edo people that will be employed in in Ugoton Seaport. It's going to be people from all over the world that is going to be employed there, and we should as well join hand with the government to make sure we finalize everything, any obstacles that is on the way that we can overcome all this. Yeah, development needs hard job. It's a hard job developing something, building something, and we should appreciate the governor for this, for coming up with such a project. And I believe if he's strong enough, he can be able to achieve all these projects, like the international airports, because the Edo people are always left out when it comes to all these things. If you only the rain system is only in part of Edo State now, which is in the eastern part of it, going through data and all that. Let us bring it to Edo speaking area also, so that people in our area can also be using this amenity, because this money for all this train system and all that always come from our area. Yeah, our area has all it takes to to really develop, because I will not say civilized, because civilization is a bad word. To developing something to some standard that can really help our people. Yeah, fuel scarcity in Nigeria is also a topic. Uh, as you know, Nigeria is not the only place that is already affected. Even here where I'm talking from, last year I paid for my tank. Not expensive, but I can tell you I'm paying double, even more than double now. So it's not just only Nigeria; it's almost everywhere. Even Nigeria is having it not too bad, because if you go to other African countries, then you will understand. It's only the scarcity that is in Nigeria is manipulated to that stand. Not that there's no petrol in Nigeria, there's enough petrol in Nigeria. It's only manipulated and you can see what the result is. Now people queuing on the filling station and all that. Really, I cannot understand some of our people, because they are always on their own selfish interest. Because we doesn't need to be blaming the government of Nigeria or the state government for all these issues, because some of these things are man-made. Our people who are so greedy that they doesn't understand the consequence that is having on other people, on common men, common women, that is going to be queuing just because somebody refused to release the petrol that is made for the mass, for them to power their generator for their cars and others. Yeah, there's a lot going on in that country. Insecurity. Yes, who is responsible for the insecurity? We the citizens. Government is just a name. If we the citizens come down today to say we need security, let us work together to have security, we can achieve that. Boko Haram will not be a topic, or the ESN will not be a topic, or the herdsmen, which have almost vanished, will not be a topic or something like that. But there are people just outside there who doesn't want peace, who doesn't want to work together with other people to make sure every citizens of that country have peace. Those people are not only found in Nigeria; they are found worldwide. You know? But Nigeria system is a little bit difficult, because we have a lot. We have a lot of different languages, and we are still so tribalistic that we doesn't understand what this tribalism is causing on our people, or ethnic politics that we are playing, what is causing on our people. Because we believe if it doesn't affect my folks, it doesn't affect me. You know? Because I can see the crimes in the eastern part of Nigeria today. I can tell you, I can feel with them. I know how difficult it is for them. And in the northern part, in Borno and others, it's also the same way, because we in the south, we believe it doesn't affect us and it will not affect us. Systematically, it is affecting us in many ways, in different ways. You know, so we shouldn't be closing our eyes just because we saw something on TV, somebody posted something on our page, which is full of blood, which is not easy to endure, that we will just say, oh, let's remove him, let's do that, let's do this. No. We need to look at it with our naked eyes and to find a solution to all these killings and all that. This is very, very important for Nigeria as a whole. But for me, it would be very important if we have the Benin nation, where all the Beninese ethnics come together to form a commonwealth, to live as brothers and sisters once again together, to really represent their ancestors, to continue the work of the ancestors, because the development you see in Nigeria today is the work of the Beninese. The work of the Beninese, who are very, very important brain to Nigeria. It's not the Igbos. The Igbos are always there for corruption. Likewise, the Yorubas. The only people that can really compete with us are the Hausas or the Fulanis in some ways, because we can see how the inferiority complex of the Igbos and the Yorubas is doing to Nigeria today, and it's alarming. They go to London when they want to compete to Nigeria. I can't understand that. And Australian or a German man will not go to America if he wants to compete for Germans. This is quite disturbing to see this. We can see the inferiority complex of these people. For me, the British should not have a role to play in our election, because this is our election and we should do it the way we understand it. Let us have our own system. We shouldn't depend on their own system. It doesn't mean their system function for them that will function for us. That doesn't really matter. We should also develop our system, because they develop their own system. Let us develop our own system that is secure and robust for us to continue with, to be building upon, to continue with that system. Because the system the British gave us was not the system for humanity. Let me put it that way. Yeah, we also have our traditional system, because if I were to be sitting in any position today to amend the Constitution of Nigeria, I will do something people may not understand, because I will do something that the traditional rulers have at least 70% of the power, of the governmental power. They have 70% and they can have a say. The reason is just very simple, because like in the Benin Empire system, we have a system that goes deep into the grassroots of our people, spreading information, doing community work. We have been seeing this in the system our forefathers put on ground, and it's functioning perfectly, because we understand how it functions. We can also use the same system to build Nigeria, but I prefer my own nation. Yes, the organization which I'm the president is a peaceful organization. We stand for peace. We stand for peaceful negotiation for us to secede from Nigeria, because we believe Nigeria is brought together from corrupt people. People doesn't mean well for us. So that's why it's very, very important we start on our own. That's why Kilekile Airport is important. The international airport is important. Please let us be providing areas for all these projects, because it's key to our success. And a key to the sea is a success, and air is also a success. The rain system is going to be also a success if we can achieve all this. It's very, very important, key to the economics of our area and the surrounding environment. We will not take anything by force from anybody. Rather, people should not come and take and use force to take things that belong to us, or use systematic for lies to take things that belong to us. All these things are very, very important, and we should continue to work together, work with the government, work with the palace to make sure everything is in order, that we have something economic, good economic for our people. Yes, you know, security also depends on the economic of the country. If the economy is good, then it's also security can be managed. There's no country in the world that have 100% security. At least most of them have 70%, and we should be working towards 70, even 80% of security to assure our people. And the Nigerian police system must be reformed. The military must be reformed in order to achieve this, because what we have been seeing is it's not what people will expect of a nation like Nigeria, and we should do something about that. Does the military remain in their barracks? Does the military doesn't have the power to arrest anybody who is not a military personnel? And the police must be reformed, that they know what their duty is, how to perform their duty, because that is also very, very important. And why is very, very also important to respect all civilians and all citizens of Nigeria. That's also very, very important. And I believe if the Benin Empire have its own country, and we can be able to achieve a lot, we can be able to teach old Nigeria some lessons. They should understand the meaning of security, the meaning of economic, the meaning of democracy, and all that. I believe we can be able to do a lot, but people doesn't really understand the power and the Benin Empire possess. Like yesterday, where I was saying the video, when Tinubu was talking, in some area it was very right, but saying is not doing. Saying is not doing. I will do this, I will do that. We know all this from all politicians, but after their first year, second year, you will not see how they are deteriorating. So that is why it will be very important for the Edo people, for the Benin people, to come together to make sure our people are not left behind, because that is very, very important. The Royal Museum should be built with the help of the Edos and other Benis that is in this kingdom together, because in some ways we have to be thinking it in so many ways, because yes, the artifact belongs to the Oba Palace, because that is where it was taken, and then we should also make it a priority for our people to see this artifact, to view this artifact, to study artifact, to do so many things with it, to analyze so many things, to look at our forefathers. How do they achieve what they achieve? How can we also achieve more than that? Or imagine the Benin War, the greatest man-made work on earth. Hand, they use their hand. As I understand, it took more than 200 years for them to achieve it, but they achieved it because they put something on the ground and said, we are going to do it, and they did it. Building the city to ultra-modern city of their period was also something they wanted to achieve, and they achieved it. The first street light, drainage, and everything was there. But we should understand where we are today. Although we are also progressing in our own form. Imagine our forefathers of that period, they didn't have social media or something of such to express themselves, to spread their messages. But they'll be able to do that. They'll be able to do that, because they'll be having a perfect system that function for them. So we should try as much as possible to look at all this, system. Why did it function from there? How we're able to do all these things without having Facebook, without having YouTube, without having all these things, So their brain was functioning in the right direction, right from the creation, because they know their destiny, where they are going. And this is where we should step in again to improve their work, to make sure their work is being recognized worldwide. That something like the Benin mode should be regenerated, from the ground. It doesn't matter how much it will take. It will attract a lot of people. If you go to the Chinese wall, which is not even half of the one in Benin, then you will understand how many people are pouring in every day, just to view. Imagine if we can be able to achieve something of such in our city, the Benin city. So we can, I can tell you, in a year we are going to be receiving millions of visitors that also improve the standard of living of our people, because many people will also come to the tourist sector to invest, to invest in our state, where money will also be coming in. So Governor Obaseki building his own museum, digital museum, or what they call it, it's not a problem for me, but my problem is just where the artifact should go to. I believe it should go to the palace, and the palace should be the custodian of those artifacts. Of one reason, political reason. Obaseki is living in 1.5 years. The new coming governor may decide to say, oh, we cannot finance this museum again. Let us sell it out to another people or to a private person. Then the question now is, what happened to those artifacts? Will the museum be sold with those artifacts? If the museum is sold with those artifacts, the artifact will automatically belong to that person who bought the museum. So we should be very careful what we are supporting and what we are not supporting. So if Obaseki can build a museum and put it in the possession of the palace to be watching over, it's a great deal. So in the issue of land development, in the issue of AOC, I know this is not an easy issue. I would prefer that these people, all of AOC citizens and the government, they should come to a negotiating table to negotiate. If the AOC people believe that those areas the government is trying to establish their own farm on, it's not the right place, they should please provide the right place for the government, because you cannot just be saying no. We cannot be saying no to any development that is also coming, that will give, even though it's only 5 people that is employed in that farm, I believe it's also going to be providing them their daily bread for those people. So that is why for me it's very important we start doing things accordingly, because everything you see in Europe today are built by private people. I can tell you 80%, and 20% is from the government, even the employment. The people that are employed in private sectors are more than, they are 10 times doubled that of the government. So this is where we have to build on, So we have to build on. It doesn't have to be relenting on the government to provide us something that everybody will be working in the office. No, there are only few people that work in the office here, So there's a lot of people do handwork, do so many things, to make their living. If you are here, any Benin person who is here in Europe will understand what I'm saying. we understand how difficult the life here is without doing anything, without having a handwork, without having gone to school to do. Even though you study here, you go to university, you may still suffer. It's not a guarantee. There are people who just have their handwork learned, who become a company owners today. They owns 10 companies. They can employ up to 2,000, 3,000 people. It doesn't mean you are a professor that you make it more than those people. Going to school make you to maybe a little bit more exposed. But there are also people here who just finish their secondary school, learn their work 3 years, 3.5 years, then do their master course, do everything. They become, they employ people to work for them today. Most of them are here. These are people here who do everything to survive. They work 24 hours to survive, to make sure their company functions. I can understand when we are saying, oh, hard. Nigeria is hard. Nigeria is hard. Yes, Nigeria is hard. Here is also hard. If it doesn't work here, you get nothing. They have their social system, but that's their social system won't cover you in anywhere. So, and there's also a message for our people here. They are calling single parents. Yes, this problem is existing and it will continue to exist. When you are in a foreign country, we know we love our tradition. But the tradition we met here is also a tradition which people look up to follow. Because the system they operate here doesn't suit our tradition in any form. I believe most of our men here have this problem, not just only the women, because here, you may understand, if you come from Africa here, or Nigeria, or Benin City here, with your wife here, and you people have children, remember, you doesn't have grandparents, doesn't have any relation here you will leave your child with when you are going to work. This is where the cooperation between both man and a woman should be coming from. But some of our men lack this something here, lack this respect for life, to adjust to this system here that is being operated. Because, although most of our women are also to blame, because here everybody work, a man work 8 hours, a woman work 8 hours. If you come back home, you cannot keep the whole work on the woman to be doing. Where you will be from one beer parlor to the other, or from one restaurant, or from one cafe to the other cafe. The life here is not easy. I think with cooperation, with little bit educating ourselves about the system here, always help. Insulting single mothers because they are singles, because most people here believe it is better off I be alone than to be working for 2 people, to be doing the job of 2 people. So this is the system here, because everybody need to work together to survive. Yeah, many people say the social system, this and that, encourage single mother and others. I don't feel that so, because I don't feel it encourage, But for this single mother not to be hungry with their children, the government have to provide for them, and which is very, very important for the development of these children, for them going to the school, for them to be able to be listening to their teachers in the class, and also to be a part of the society. And this is what the government are doing. Not that they are really encouraging, but they want these children to feel at home. Their priority is these children. So we the men from Benin or Edo State, we should understand we are having a tradition at home, but we also have a tradition to follow here, because we cannot carry our tradition here to migrate it with a system that is already existing. It is very, very difficult. If you love your family, if you love your children, I believe sometimes you have to be stepping back and raising to say, okay, this is my family. I don't want to leave them alone. Let me stay with them. Let me do all it takes to make sure this family succeed. But just running away and start putting blame on the women, this and that, or creating nuisance, going out with other women here, and having children with other women, and not caring for your children, that is something I cannot understand. Because we doesn't need to blame these women for that. Every human being is different, I understand, but we need to start understanding what we are doing, why people are doing what they are doing. Putting blame don't really solve the problem. Although there are also some cases which I will just say, oh, this shouldn't have happened, you know, especially to our women who also abandon their children and run with another men, you know, leave these children just alone at home. Before I was against maybe for the social people workers here to be taking care of those children, but I now fully understand. I now fully understand if there's nobody who cares for these children, and these children they cannot meet up in their life. There's going to be missing something, and we should also respect the work of these social workers because they are doing a lot to make these children to be happy, to educate these children, to make sure they go to school, to make sure they have their educational process completed, which our parents couldn't manage. So we shouldn't be blaming people we doesn't even know nothing about. So if we want to blame people, let us blame the parents of these children, who couldn't afford to take care of their children, who believe fighting and doing other things is important than those children. So thank you for joining me today. I will be continuing sometimes again because this was just a test broadcast to know how this new system operates. It's the old system but modernized in a way that really function. Yes, it seems I have a chat here. Let me listen. Okay. Yeah, I understand that there's something here. Somebody writes that Obaseki is not promoting our eminent law. Why will a state government build a private museum and place a royal property there? It doesn't make sense if our museum is not promoting our history or message, then it shouldn't be there. Yeah, I can understand your view, but I will still say this because if we have 4 museums in Edo State that can house our artifacts, it doesn't matter. But all of them should be in the custody of the palace. We doesn't want them to be in the custody of the government because of the reasons I explained before. Yeah, we know Obaseki is not respecting in some ways our traditional law. That's not new to me, but we the Edos, we the Benin, we should come together to make sure we have museums that really house the artifacts that belongs to our forefathers and now belongs to us. So let us be coming together to start reasoning together instead of criticizing almost every time. It's criticism sometimes also help to understand other people feelings. So in my own feeling, I would say if we have 3 museums in Edo State, it's even too small because we have a lot to offer to the world. But all these things, if it is not the one created by the government should put under the custody of the palace to be watching over, to give every right to the palace. If in case the government want to sell all these artifacts, the originals should go to the palace. This is for sure. And there's no discussion about that. We shouldn't even be discussing about it. Obaseki shouldn't be discussing about it, because this is, the whole world know where this artifact was taken from, why they were taken from there. And we know the role the grandfather of Obaseki played in that era, and that's why it's also surprised me that he's also playing almost the same game now. So for me, it's a surprise, and not also a surprise, because we shouldn't forget the Benin of that time were divided in so many ways. We are divided, and the British was able to penetrate us because we closed our eyes not to see what was happening in our state. Let me say, annexing Lagos. The British annexed Lagos. We didn't see anything. We kept quiet. We kept quiet as we not seen the danger that was coming. Then Ondo, all this area was annexed, and we didn't do anything to stop them. We didn't do anything to stop them. This is exactly what is happening today. People are using people to engage other people. In this sense, in what happened during that period in Benin City, we should reason very well. Why did these things happen? How did it happen? Why did it happen? Why were they able to succeed? From my own point of view, there should have been more resistance to the British. Not just the day they entered Benin, not that day the war started. Our soldiers not being in Benin City, being in elsewhere in Uromi and other area, this is also a sign of disunity at that period. We know the British have a system they use. They misuse our people against us. They use our people against us. And if you are familiar to a military campaign, a military system of the American and the British, then you will understand fully the system they use for us. This is the system they are using in so many countries. They use this system in Iraq. They use it in part of Syria, in Afghanistan, and in Syria or in Iraq, you understand the system they use. They choose some certain people who they believe they can be able to brainwash, who also have some followers, making them gift, do a lot of things, so many things to them, which these people now will also feel powerful and start opposing the existing government. So we have been seeing this, and the British have been using this system. That's the system they use against the Benin, promising all those chiefs that stand against the Benin that period something. They promised them something. The military commanders, some of them were also promised something. That's why they couldn't defend Benin. Those people, those warriors, those hardcore Beninese who stand on their way that day, I'm still standing up for them, and I swear, those people, they are the great Beninese, Asoro, Olobosere, and others, So who fight heavily to defend this nation. Not just relent, even after the capturing of Benin City, taking our Oba to Calabar, they did relent. They keep on fighting. That is a true Benin person, So we were very, very lucky to survive, even after in so many ways, I always said we are seeds, we throw us away, but when the rain falls, we still regerminate. That's what happened. That's what happened, and I thank God today we are still existing, and we are still alive to tell the story or to tell the history of our forefathers. So anyway, let me just leave for today. I will be coming back again because this system change is going to be continuing, and improving our life broadcast and also improving our organization is something very special. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for your question or for your comment, Abramo Nation. I respect. Thank you. Bye bye.